Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Sammy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Sammy's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we are working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Sammy's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Sammy is seated nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they'll demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Sammy take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Sammy heel, and you just start walking and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. And we've also gone ahead and incorporated our automatic sit into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, as he just did, Sammy sits. It's important during the heeling process that Sammy walks at your pace on your left-hand side. He shouldn't attempt to pull ahead or lag behind. If he does attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction, repeat your command to heel, and start walking again. Now the next command they'll demonstrate is the stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Sammy's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He walks out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to build up self-control and maturity in Sammy, so start practicing this one at about a minute and work your way up in increments to about 3 minutes. Now when Fred returns back to Sammy, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Sammy holds his sit-stay throughout. Fred gives him a little praise, and they take off heeling again. I'll show you a little more of that heel, sit, and stay. There's that automatic sit.
Heel. Stay.
He gives him the stay again. Back out to the end of the training leash. Now this time Fred will demonstrate the come or recall command. He calls him in using his name. Sammy comes in and he'll sit in front. And then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred's going to heel him right around the back of him to get him right back to his left-hand side heel position, and Sammy sits. He'll demonstrate it one more time. He gives him the stay and he's out to the end of the training leash. And he calls Sammy in, and Sammy comes and sits right in front of him. And then the finish, Sammy's going to heel right around the back of Fred, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. It's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands about 15 to 20 minutes a day with Sammy to keep them fresh in his mind. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with Sammy. Next we'll be showing you our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives him a stay and walks out to the end of the training leash. This is another great exercise to build up self-control and maturity in Sammy, so start practicing this one at 3 minutes and work your way up to about 5. Now when Fred returns back to him, he'll walk all the way around him as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. And Sammy holds his down throughout. And Fred releases him with the command to heel. And we'll show you that down again when they come back around. Now you see Sammy's doing very well, but if for any reason he does not respond to your command, it's important to follow through. So the first word out of your mouth is always no, followed by a tug and let go correction, and then you repeat your command. And it gives him the down again and the stay. Back out to the end of that training leash. This time he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down. Calls him in using his name, and he comes and sits right in front. And then the finish, Fred heels him right around the back of him to get him right back to the left-hand side heel position, and Sammy will sit. Give them a second to get lined up for our down from a distance command. This will be down from a distance. You're going to have him in a sit, give him a stay, walk out to the end of the training leash. This will be the only time you use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. And he'll return back to him once again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. Alright, now we're going to show you just a little bit of how we have worked up with Sammy. And you'll be able to do this as well as long as you put in that 15 to 20 minutes a day and build up your times with Sammy.
Stay.
Fred's going to put him in a sit, give him a stay, drop the leash, and then he's going to walk away from him. And walk around the perimeter of the room. You can see Sammy's following him with his eyes, but he's not breaking his stay, even without Fred holding the leash.
Down.
And comes back over, still doesn't have the leash, gave him a down and a stay, and walks back away. And then he calls him into him, completely off leash. And Sammy is right back to him. And he finishes it up with the finish move. Alright. Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands we've worked on with Sammy here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Sammy, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.